Again, thank you very much. If you have any donations, please write your check to Afghan Mujahideen. Send it to Islamic Center of Lawrence, Lawrence, Kansas 66044.
We are trying, of course, to support them by donations, collecting money from all over the world, medical support, financial support, clothing support, food support, even weapon support if we can pay for it. As we are Muslims, Allah ordered us to do this in Quran, that Muslims are all brothers, and it is our duty to give all kind of support. Not only by this, we also support them by men as well, volunteering to make jihad, perform jihad in the sake of Allah, to defend this religion, great religion of Islam, against the communism, the non-believers.
What do you mean by supplying them with men? Do you mean there are other people who are fighting in Afghanistan in addition to the Afghani people?
Yes, of course.
Are they from different nationalities? Or
yes, they are from all kind of nationalities. Those who are all Muslims who came to perform the jihad, which is part of our religion, Islam, to fight for the sake of Allah, to defend our religion. Since our brothers in Islam in Afghanistan are in need of us, it is our duty to serve them, to do our best, and to share with them in jihad.
Okay. Do you have any people from the United States?
Yes, we do have some, not many, but we do have some people, some Muslim Americans who have shared, volunteered themselves. They came over there, and now they are sharing in jihad. And they have learned how they were trained on how to use weapons, and they are sharing now with their brothers Mujahideen, which of course had very great effect and on the morality of Mujahideen and on raising their morality when they see that their brothers, their Muslim brothers from all over the world are sharing with them. They are Muslims, and we are all Muslims, and in Islam we have no nationalities in Islam. We are all Muslims, and we have to fight together to support our brothers.
Does this have any relation to the word Mujahideen itself? Because many people here, they say Mujahideen, and I don't know if the word itself has a meaning to many of the Americans over here or not. Could you please explain to us?
Yes, I will. I would like first to clarify something about this, that many people in America, I noticed this is my first visit to USA, but I noticed that some people here from ex-lectures I had misunderstand the word Mujahideen. They have bad information or bad understanding, or let's say misunderstanding to that word. They think Mujahideen are people who attack people. Just, jihad is fighting for the sake of Allah, fighting for the path of Allah to protect our religion. We make jihad against those who prevent us from performing our religion, or from following our divine revelation in Quran.
So you make jihad to protect those people.
That's right, to protect
even if they are not Muslims, as far as I know.
Yes.
You are supposed to protect the freedom of people.
Yes, the freedom of people, yes.
So this is the meaning of the word jihad and the word Mujahideen, which is taken from it. Thank you for that.
Because I am the director of Afghan Mujahideen Service Office, and it is our duty to support them with money, with men, with all kind of support. Of course, I have very strong relationship with all the leaders, and that's why, brother, I want to tell you something. They are not going to stop their jihad just because the Russians are withdrawing. No, even if the Russians are withdrawing, jihad will continue to get rid of the communists. We do not want communism in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is going to be a Muslim country. We have given 1.5 million martyrs. Shaheed means martyr. Fighting the kafirs, the non-believers, the communists, whether these communists are Russians or Afghanis. So I want you to understand, brother, I want everybody to understand that Mujahideen are not fighting only to get the Russians out of their country. They fight to get the communism out of their country.
Because
they are Muslims. That's right. And that's why we are fighting. I feel that it is my duty to share in this Islamic jihad. It's not Afghani jihad, it is Islamic jihad. It is part of our religion to perform jihad. So jihad is available in Afghanistan. We moved to perform jihad in Afghanistan.
Actually, once I was reading for Muhammad al-Ghazali. He's a famous Muslim scholar.
Yes.
And he was writing, if you want to see how much you are a true believer or you are a true Muslim, then see how much you hate communism. Is this true?
That's right, this is true. I really hate them very much. But as a system, I can't imagine people who do not believe in Allah, God. How can you think yourself were created without anything? And that's why we have great faith, great iman, faith in our heart that we are on the right path of Allah when we are fighting for the sake of religion, for the sake of Islam, protecting our religion against the communists. Jihad, seeking martyrship, seeking shahada, because we have great reward in Islam for martyrs who die in the sake of Islam. Because we asked Allah, we do believe, we call him Allah, Christians say God, but we mean Allah, God alone. We don't believe in Islam that God has any son. We believe that Jesus and Muhammad are his prophets, and they are brothers.
I know there are so many things, there are miraculous things that cannot be interpreted by the mind, but I don't know how people will believe it.
If Allah wants anything to happen, he just says be. The Lord says be and it will be.
The only thing we can say is look at the results of the war and see who's winning the war right now.
Just a biggest miracle is that the Afghans are able to stand against the Russians 9 years. I wish you were there to see them running away from us, from our teenagers. Just some Arab and Afghani teenagers running after them saying Allahu Akbar, and the Russian commandos, fitnas, the best commandos in the world, are running away like this, like mice running away from cats.
How many?
I wish you were there to see the strong, well-built, 2-meter high Russians running away like this. Allahu Akbar, and they ran away. It was fantastic, really. I can never forget these days, last year.
How many Russians you think were killed in these 9 years?
More than 50,000 Russians. I'm not talking about Afghani, communist Afghani. Russians, more than 50,000 Russians were killed so far in this war.
How about the Mujahideen?
Well, the Mujahideen themselves, not too many, not maybe more than 25,000 Mujahideen. The Mujahideen face to face are always winners, always. In any battle you find the numbers of Mujahideen killed, martyred, are much less. And he said first, Allahu Akbar. When he said Allahu Akbar, Allah is the greatest. Allahu Akbar, they all shook like this. They all were frozen. And he shot them all. He killed all of them. By 96 bullets, one of them was still alive. The left 4 bullets he put in his forehead. And he killed all of them. One man, 19-year-old boy, child, killed 6 of the commandos by himself. Because we are seeking death. We are seeking martyrship, and the Russians are seeking life. And that's why Allah give us victory against them. By the way, one man, it said in the Russian television, when they asked him why you could weep Czechoslovakia, Hungary, and you are unable to finish the war in Afghanistan, he said, well, whenever we hear Allahu Akbar, this is the weapon that we can do nothing about. So we can fight Mujahideen, but when they say Allahu Akbar, we cannot do anything. He said, we do urinate on our clothes. When we see Allahu Akbar, that's it. So Alhamdulillah, we have this power of Allah Akbar. We do feel in our jihad that Allah is with us.
And are the leaders against hijacking and things like that?
All of them are against hijacking. We do not believe in hijacking.
Why are you here, by the way?
Well, I was invited here to give some lectures by some Islamic centers all over the states, and by my Muslim
Arab Youth
Association to give some lectures in the Islamic centers about the Afghan Jihad and the Jihad in Palestine as well, and Jihad in Islam in general. And anybody who likes to donate, he's welcome, inshallah. And we ask Allah, God, to reimburse him and compensate him, since now we are in the month of Ramadan, the holy month of fasting, inshallah, and Allah reward you 70 times more than any other month if you give any support to your brothers. And they insist on continuing jihad from inside Afghanistan to get their own Islamic government.
So from the standpoint of Mujahideen, what will happen next? Could you tell us?
From the standpoint of Mujahideen, they have now formed their own government, headed by engineer Ahmad Shah.
So the 7 leaders elected Ahmad Shah.
All the 7 of them have signed and agreed. All of them elected Ahmad Shah. One, of course, Hikmatyar nominated him, and the other 6 leaders agreed because this man is very moderate, he's very nice man, he's very gentle, very religious as well.
How old is he?
He's about 44, 45. I think he's 45. And he studied his engineering in USA here.
He got his PhD from
from
United
America.
States over here.
Yes, I forgot which state.
I think Colorado.
Colorado. Great.
So they already formed a
yes, they
government.
already formed, yes. And some of them are even in USA here. Some of the ministers who immigrated from Afghanistan, like professors, doctors, Afghani who are not mujahideen, but they are Muslims. They pray 5 times a day. They have good belief in Islam. They are not disbelievers like the communists, because you know in Afghanistan the people are all Muslims, alhamdulillah, and they don't have any other religion in Afghanistan.
You said that they're going to continue fighting to establish their Islamic regime there.
Yes, we are the winners for sure. Why? Because we will get one of two things: either victory or death, or being killed. So we are the winners in any case. If we are killed and the Afghans, the communists win, if we are killed, we go to heaven. We are shaheed. We are martyrs. If we win, we will have the first Islamic Sunnah government in the world that will apply Islam fully. No usury banks, no naked women, no alcohol, nothing forbidden will be allowed in the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan, inshallah.
This brings another point, which really, I don't know what to say about it. There are so many people here in the United States. When you talk about an Islamic government with the kind of characteristics you mentioned, they immediately have a picture in mind.
If you want to judge the Islamic government, read about Quran and Sunnah. Read what we should do. This is what we are going to do.
Again, in the minds of many non-Muslims, when you talk about an Islamic state, you're talking about a state which is going to be fighting them. Like you hear many people saying Muslims are going to be condemning the United States, are going to be attacking, fighting the United States, and everybody else around. They will not allow anybody to live inside their borders. They would not allow any other religion to be with them.
Look at our history and you'll see the difference. When Umar ibn al-Khattab, the Caliph, the Prophet companion, opened Al-Quds, Jerusalem, it was full of Christians, right?
Yeah.
He gave them an official writing, official order, paper, statement, that none of their churches will be touched. That none of them will be touched. They will live peacefully. And this is the statement, the undertaking. It's called Ahd Umar, the undertaking of Umar, that he gave to all Christians in the Muslim country. Do not interfere in anybody. As a matter of fact, the Christians were very happy, were much happier during the days of Islamic ruling, during the days of Umar, than they are now during the days of other people. As taking this undertaking of Umar ibn al-Khattab, who gave to all the non-Muslims, Christians or Jews living with Muslims.
So you're not going to attack any other countries around?
No. We are not going to attack anyone except those who attack us. If somebody attacks us, then we will know how to answer him. If one is friendly to us, we must be friendly to him. We are ordered to be nice to those who are nice to us. So if anybody is nice to us, we are nice to him. We are human beings. We are Muslims. We fear from Allah. We fear from God. So you'll be very nice. This is a completely misunderstanding that Muslims just kill people, attack people without nothing. No. But those who will fight us, fight our religion, prevent us from spreading the divine scripture, revelation of Allah, the Quran, or spreading by word, talking about our religion, those who will prevent us from performing our prayers, we will fight them. But those who give us their freedom in our religion, we are not going to fight with them.
You said the Mujahideen decided to continue the war.
Yes.
How would they continue? You see, they have to have weapons, they have to have ammunitions, and
well, they do have now.
Like that.
They do have now their own weapons, and if they cut the supplies for them, there is very great source of weapon that's available. Here is full open market. In tribal area, you can buy any weapon. You pay for it and you buy it. They are paying for everything.
Not rockets, you see. You're talking about rockets and
these rockets, they have enough now. Even if they don't have, Allah is with them. They are going to get what they want from their enemy. This is what we call in Islam ghanima. They will capture what they can get, seize it out of their enemies. This is a Russian post, a communist post. We will attack it. Anything inside, we'll take it. We'll take all the food, we'll take all the weapons, all the ammunition, all the rockets, everything we find, we'll take it. How? By force. This is what, by performing jihad, we will take our supplies from our enemy.
Okay.
The supplies of the Russians will be ours, alhamdulillah.
You said
let them give the Afghanis, we will take it.
Okay.
It's going to be for us.
Okay. We hear here in the United States about the help the United States is giving to the Afghan Mujahideen.
The only kind of help, military help, is the Stinger missiles, anti-aircraft. Still, I want to assure you, brother, to be sure that we are winning not because of the American help. We are winning because of Allah. So we are winning without the help of anybody. We are winning with the help of Allah, of God. This is the main thing I want to be sure. This is the meaning of jihad. Jihad is fighting fi sabilillah, for the sake of Allah. Allah will never let you down. Allah is with you as long as you are with Him. You understand this point?
Yeah, of course.
The only weapons we have are Russian weapons and Chinese weapons. Chinese weapons are exactly like Russians, that are sold in the open market, free market of the tribal area, where you can buy anything. Hand grenade, you can buy for 80 rupees. That means $4. For $4, you can buy hand grenade that can kill 10 Russians.
You go
that
and buy
each
it
Russian
from any place?
worth only 40 cents. You know how fantastic is this? With one grenade, $4 can kill 10 Russians. Fantastic. That means one Russian worth only 40 cents. Fantastic.
Okay, where do you buy it?
In the open area, in the market. Free area called tribal area, between the borders. It is open for everybody. Government, Pakistani government has no authority on that area. It's full of tribes. They have their own factories of making weapons.
Then who's on authority there? Who controls
tribes,
this area?
the tribes, the leader, the sheikhs and leaders of tribes. Nobody can. They are fully armed over there. If anybody wants to attack them, they are as strong as the Mujahideen. So nobody would dare to come. Ayub Khan, the ex-president, tried to attack them and he couldn't. So he left them. Nobody tries to interfere. They plant everything. They plant even hashish. Everything they do over there. Nobody interferes. They have their own area.
So
these
the
are
Mujahideen buy their weapons from there?
Yes, we do buy many weapons over there from that area, and they have direct contact with the Chinese through China-Pakistani border, the small border between China and Pakistan. They go there. They buy, people, merchants, weapon traders, businessmen who deal in weapons. They bring these weapons very cheap prices, and we buy very cheap. I told you that hand grenade only worth $4. Bullets, each bullet 1 rupee. That means for $1 you buy 20 bullets. How cheap that? 20 bullets. You can kill 20 Russians for $1 only. It's very, very good. If you are a good shooter, of course. If you know how to hunt, I used to like fishing very much, but now I'm fishing Russians now. Instead of fishing fish, I'm fishing Russians. I'm hunting them.
Well, many people talk about the disagreement between the leaders of jihad in Afghanistan. Is there any kind of ideological disagreement, or is it true that they have disagreement among each other?
No,
and
this is not true at all. They all have the same ideology. They are all of the Islamic movement. All of them are part of the Islamic movement.
Except the three,
right?
right?
I'm not talking about those. All of them are brothers. If there is any difference, it could be only minor differences in just points of view. Maybe someone thinks that we should share in Geneva talks, the other things that we don't want to share. But as far as ideology, they are all Muslims. They are all want jihad in the sake of Allah. I know them personally, much more than I know you or I know any other one. And I know them very well. They are very good Muslims. They perform their prayers, night prayers, fasting, everything.
So they stay together. Yes. They pray together.
That's right. They pray. I see them jogging together.
At least 5 times a day together, right?
I even used to joke to them when I see them all sitting together and joke with them all and say, you continue jihad. You either continue jihad or I will sit over you. I joke with them because I weigh 130 kilograms, so I keep joking with them. You, Sayyaf or Rabbani or Hikmati, I joke with them. I say, you either anyone who does not want to continue jihad, I will sit over them. And they laugh, of course, you know, I'm joking, but it's also kind of warning to them to continue jihad, because even if they discontinue, we are going to continue jihad. We have tasted the beauty of jihad. It's something that you can never describe. When you fight in the sake of Allah, you fight defending your religion, you fight defending your Islam against those non-believers who do not believe in God. They are non-believers at all. They don't believe that there is God. They don't believe there is prophet. They believe that life is material. You will be very happy, believe me, brother Hamid. I hope that Allah would give you the chance to share there, inshallah, and then you will see what I mean. I can never describe it. It's something that you taste, but you can never describe. If somebody asks you, describe to me the taste of honey, you can never, unless he tastes it himself. It's very delicious, but that's not enough. Taste the honey and you know how it feels. Jihad is much more sweeter and it tastes much better than the honey itself. Go over there and share in jihad and you see what I mean.
Inshallah. Let me ask you a question over here, which is really tied to the problem of the withdrawal of the Russians from Afghanistan. How strong is Zahir Shah there?
As a matter of fact, many of the religious leaders over there, the religious scholars, have announced that he is kafir. He is not Muslim anymore, because he challenged the order of Allah in Quran about the cover of the hair of the women, you know, the cover that we wear, hijab. It's called hijab. He brought his wife in front of the people and he took this cover and stepped over the cover by his feet. This is complete challenge to Islam, to the orders of Allah in Quran. And this is enough to make him kafir. If you mock at anything mentioned in Quran, you become immediately kafir, non-Muslim. So how do you expect the Muslim people of Afghanistan, who have Islam in the depth of their heart, to accept a kafir, a non-Muslim king like Muhammad Zahir Shah to be their king?
Militarily speaking,
Yes.
how strong is he?
He is not. He's not strong at all.
What will happen after the withdrawal of the Russians from there?
What will happen is the continuation of jihad until the regime, present regime, communist regime in Kabul falls down and a new regime, Islamic regime, is established in Kabul in Afghanistan. Jihad will continue for sure until the Islamic regime is established in Afghanistan. We are not fighting against the Russians only. I want everybody to know this. We are fighting against communism, against communists. We want Islam in Afghanistan. We want Islam in all our countries, inshallah. We ask Allah to help us if we have this intention. If we are killed, we are not afraid, we are martyred. We are seeking to be killed as martyred in the sake of Allah. If we are alive, we will get victory. So one of two things, we are either victorious and establishing the first Islamic country, government in the world, which is going to be in Afghanistan.
The last question over here. We have, you know, right now we started the month of Ramadan yesterday,
Yes.
in which Muslims are fasting. They do
yes.
not eat, drink, or even smoke a cigarette, though smoking a cigarette
Or mess
is
with
not
women.
allowed in Islam, or even look at a woman lustfully,
yes,
or
yes,
anything
yes.
like that.
They shouldn't look at all at women.
Yeah.
Especially the women here naked, and
Yeah.
my God, may Allah help you to fast the month of Ramadan in these difficult
Thank you.
situations.
And in a situation like that, where the Mujahideen do not eat, do not drink, do not do anything like that, and they are expected to continue a war.
Many of them, I have seen many of them praying to Allah to grant them shahada, martyrness in the month of Ramadan, because in Ramadan your donations worth 70 times what they worth in before, your jihad worth 70 times what it worth in other months. This is the great month, the holy month of Ramadan. This is a great chance for our brothers that I invite them also to donate for Mujahid.
The last, I promise, the last question.
No problem. As Americans say, no sweat, man.
If somebody wants to help,
Yes.
say a Muslim wants to help the Afghani, what kind of help he would be able to give? Could he go himself and fight there?
He could go himself and fight. We welcome him. It is fardain now, it is obligation that all Muslims help the Afghanis. So he should go and fight himself. Not only this, he can also donate with his money. They need all kind of support, and we do welcome any kind of support whether financial or by himself, by someone himself sharing in the jihad. Anybody is welcome. We are in need of men, we are in need of money, and of doctors, of engineers, medicine, every kind of help we are in need of.
Well, we thank you very much, and indeed the meeting with you was very informative and very helpful in understanding the problem of the jihad in Afghanistan.
So them are women, old people and children, not mujahideen.
And why are they dying? For what?
They are dying just because the Russians are bombing them. They are dying, they are fighting for their Islamic religion. We are Muslims. We want our religion to be ruling us. We do not accept communism. So even I want to tell you, sister, that if the Russians are withdrawing, this doesn't mean we are going to stop jihad. Jihad is continuing until we achieve our Islamic regime, our Islamic government, where, because communism do not believe in God, they don't allow people to pray, they don't allow people to read Quran, they teach them that there is no God.
Now,
and life is material.
What kind of government would you like to go along with this religious belief then, if you were to...
An Islamic government. An Islamic government that is abiding by Quran, our holy book. This is what we have been dreaming, this is what why we have sacrificed ourselves in their fighting.
Do you feel closer then to the United States form of government in terms of, would you rather have a democracy and have America help you? Is that what would be... to help your cause? Would that help?
No, I don't think this will help, because I think that we do not need democracy, we need Islamic government. I fear no one but Allah. I shared in the battle, I had dignity now. I fear no one, no intelligence, nobody at all. I'm expected to be killed at any time. I don't fear, because I know I will go to heaven, to paradise.
There, okay, but do you see an end to this?
Yes.
Do you see an end?
Yes, I see an end is the continuation of jihad, starting this Islamic regime, which is going to be the first Islamic, true Islamic government, not just by name. If our brothers continue having this jihad, inshallah, shortly, not in long time, we will take over the regime in Kabul, and it's going to be an Islamic government where all the people will see the great light of Islam spreading all over, the true Islam, not the Islam of hijacking. This is not Islam. I want you to understand Islam as it is. Please read. I advise you as my sister, or like my daughter. I'm like in the age of your father, so I advise you to read the Islam, read the translation of the Quran, read how great our religion is, how peace we love, how much we love.
Can I ask you a question? Peace. I want to talk about the problems there now.
Yes.
Do you see all this? Do you see this killing coming to an end at all?
Yes.
That's what I'm wondering. Or will you keep fighting until? Is this document worth nothing? Signing this truce.
To Mujahideen, it means nothing, because they have decided to continue their jihad regardless of this agreement. So
will
far,
you continue this fight to the end? When do you see an end? You don't. You just keep trying.
We'll keep trying. We are not asked to see the end. We are not asked to get the victory. Victory is not from us. Victory is from Allah. But our duty is to fight for it. If we are killed, we are martyred. We go to heaven. If we win, we are victorious. We will achieve the Islamic regime.
Either way, it's worth it.
Either way, it's worth it, because if I'm killed, I'm not afraid. Believe me, I'm not afraid at all of being killed. I pray to Allah to get killed, especially in this holy month of Ramadan now, when you get more reward. But it is not my will, it's up to Allah when my life ends, you know. So I hope that the life, we don't believe that it ends. If you are killed, you go directly to heaven, to paradise, to Allah. It's much better. You see Al-Hur, beautiful girls, you live happy with Allah, everything over there. And this is not much better than this life.
When will you be going back?
Well, when I finish my tour in maybe about 10-15 days here, and another week in Canada. I hope to go to Canada. I'm waiting for the visa.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You are most
and
welcome.
Good luck.
You are most welcome. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You are most welcome.